This is David with the Paranormal Sessions podcast. And before I start explaining what's been happening over these previous 2 weeks, I just want to thank all the new people that are, starting to, follow me. I really appreciate that. And one thing I want to say, I'm not one of these individuals that I see demons every week or skinwalkers or poltergeists. In reality, that's just not the way it is. The only people who sees demons every week are exorcists. Now, I've seen demons, but I've only seen 7 demons in 15 years. So it's not like I see them on a weekly basis. So I just wanted to let everyone know that, I just report what I see. And sometimes I might misreport because I think it's one thing, but it's not. But I'm not going to just say I see demons every week so I can get more views. I couldn't live with myself if I did that. So anyway, excuse me, about 2 weeks ago, actually I should start a bit farther back for the new people. Back in around the middle of March, I took a vacation to the Caribbean. Now, whenever I take trips anywhere, whether it's, another city within, Arizona or Texas, wherever, I always take 4 things with me. I have my exorcist ring, which is called the St. Christopher's ring. I wear a crucifix. I take holy water, and I say my prayers every night. So for whatever reason, when I went down the Caribbean, when I flew back, I realized that I didn't bless myself before I left the Caribbean. So the bad thing about it is wherever I go anywhere, evil's going to immediately try to attach to me because they know I can see them, and of course, they see me. So I didn't bless myself. So that means whatever came back was with me and now is in the room. So that's a whole nother story, but that was my mistake. I don't have anyone to blame but me. But anyway, about 2 weeks ago, this was on a Monday, I see the curtains moving. And one thing I should kind of explain, when I see the curtains moving, normally the curtains themselves aren't moving. Sometimes they do, but that's pretty rare. But what it is all the evil spirits that are within the curtains, they're moving from left to right. So it gives the impression that the curtains are moving, even though it's evil moving within the curtains. So I think it was around Monday or Tuesday, and I'm ready to go to sleep. And I just, for whatever reason, I started checking out the curtains again, and I see this kind of pitch black ball, maybe about the size of like a soccer ball, at the top of the curtains. And I know it's evil. I just never seen it like that. And then I see like 2 arms. I didn't see the legs, but I saw 2 arms. And it sees that I see it, and then it immediately disappears. And then within one of the folds of the curtains, I see this real dark pitch black stripe, and then it had to be the evil spirit, and then it moved within the curtains, and I couldn't see anything anymore. So I knew things were going to get worse, because another indicator is that the yellowish white light from Holy Spirit, normally it's not that big. It's usually rectangular, but this one was like pretty small. So the smaller it is, then I know it's not going to be that bad of activity. And when it gets larger, then I know there's more activity coming. So the first week, I'm seeing the curtains moving, and then this was a week ago, Saturday. I wake up around 5:30, and I see, and there's a little bit of sunlight coming through, between where the curtains end and then the wall. And when I wake up, I see like this triangle shape, and immediately disappears. But I knew that was an evil spirit, because and this is for the new people, I'm psychically connected. So if there's any movement in the room from evil, I'm going to wake up. And so that's why I saw that that evil spirit. So I knew things were probably going to get progressively worse, because the next week, or this week I should say, the yellowish white light got smaller, then it got bigger, and then it got smaller, and now it's kind of big again. So I knew this was probably going to be a pretty active month, or week I should say. So that evil spirit from the Caribbean, it has, and I realized this a couple days ago, this one has a lot more power than what the previous evil spirits were in my room. And I think that's why, and I had mentioned this in previous videos, for a period of time, excuse me, that there wasn't any activity from evil. I mean, it shut off like nothing had ever happened in my room before, and I'd never seen that. And I thought, this is gonna be that evil spirit from the Caribbean, because I've never seen this where it just shut off like you turned off a faucet. I mean, there was nothing. I didn't sense anything. Nothing was going on. So I knew that was, that means that that evil spirit, excuse me, has a lot of power. So this week, he was showing like visions to me. And for people unfamiliar with it, a vision is like you're at the theater and you're watching a movie. And that's the way it is for me. I'll have visions of things that have happened, they're 1,000 miles away, but I can see it, but I can't interact. And they don't interact with me, but I see it, so it's like watching a movie, except I'm watching evil. So with all the power it's got, it gave me a vision, and it could actually be a real person. And I guess I should have explained it. It's a real person. It's not like something made up. So I see this house, excuse me, I see this house, and there's this woman walking down the hallway, and then she kind of lays down and then disappears. So I don't know if that was, I assume that was an evil person, or maybe that was someone controlling that woman. Well, that was bad enough. Well, a few days later, I see another vision, and it's in a house, and this woman, and she kind of looks at me, and then she goes straight down, and that's it. I didn't see her disappear. It's like, I don't know if she went down like steps or what have you. I mean, she just went down and she was gone. And that was, kind of unsettling, because that person looked like that was someone, who was alive at that time. But I don't know exactly, that she was alive, but I don't know if that was an evil spirit controlling that person or whatever. But I had never seen that before in the 15 years from the evil spirit that was in this house. That's not, this is like, this level, and then the other one's like higher up. So they got to have a lot of power and a lot of evil, because I've never had a vision like that. I mean, I've seen visions where there was this one witch that I saw a couple times, but they're in the mountains. They're like a couple 1,000 miles away. But they never really, it never got as clear and as like I was right there with them. And that's the part that kind of bothered me, because usually the other visions are, I can see them, but they're 20 miles away or 100 miles away. But this one was like I was right there in the room with them, and that was really creepy. And it's like I said, unsettling. I've never seen that before. So I know this one has a lot more power. And yesterday, the yellowish white light that always shows on the ceiling from the Holy Spirit, it was pretty big. So I knew this was getting bad. So I don't know exactly. I don't think things are gonna, they might loosen up or lessen for a period of time, depending on what the Holy Spirit does. But I thought it was bad enough with that evil spirit I've been dealing with for roughly 15 years, but now this one, that's at a whole nother level. So I just have to work my way through it, and ask for help from the Holy Spirit and God and all that. So I don't think it's going to be the same like it was before. because of the power, especially when when I lost all activity in my room. I mean, there was nothing, and I thought there's got to be something really powerful here, because nobody's ever been able to shut it all off just like a faucet. Like, it just went from activity to nothing. And I think it was like that for 2 or 3 days, if I remember correctly. So who's ever directing that has a lot of power to shut everyone else out, or to tell them just to, saving, saving it all for him to come at me. So, it's going to be interesting, and I'm sure it's probably, maybe even get a little scary, but, that's part of the deal, being a psychic medium. I was going to go ahead and include the pictures, but this is already a little bit longer video than I anticipated, so I'm going to go ahead and release that probably on Monday or Tuesday, because I don't want to make it a really long video, but I just wanted to keep everything, everyone caught up to date. And I have a feeling that I'm not going to be wanting activity so I could talk about it. I have a feeling it's only going to get worse, but I always know I got the Holy Spirit there to provide protection enough, because like I say every night when I say my prayers, I go, I want to see more, no matter how bad it might be, so that way I can talk about it and maybe help other people down the road. So I appreciate everyone watching. Thank you.